As I record this, it's day 288 of lockdown. The pandemic continues to worsen and we're all quarantining for the foreseeable future. Every New Year's Eve, I reflect on the passing year, and while this year wasn't a relentless shit show, it was still pretty rough. And talking about happy memories and achievements doesn't feel right for 2020. This year has been almost entirely spent indoors. I've mostly been in my bedroom, trying to make the most of this weird situation, whatever that means. Virtual pubs, video calls, online games and quizzes, voice messages, any way of connecting our bodies digitally now that we can't see each other in person. When I talk to friends about their experiences of 2020, they say that March feels like yesterday and also like a lifetime ago. Life feels liminal. I read that that's because of our psychological perception of time. We measure time passing by noting major events and landmarks, and this year we've barely had any major events in our personal lives, nothing to tether ourselves to. No parties, weddings, holidays, all the usual social gatherings. And yet, life keeps changing. Sometimes I feel like a completely different person to who I was this time last year. My body is older, harder, more defined. I am more independent and self-assured. I've made new connections with people and rekindled old ones. My days are completely different to what they were this time last year. I'm aware of the time ticking by as I move through my 30s. What if I waste my best years stuck inside? But then, who's to say that these are my best years? In the first lockdown back in March, I created these daily routines that I stuck to like clockwork. It gave me a bit of a sense of control over the situation. I have no control over an enormous event like a global pandemic, but I can control how I respond to this, how I spend my time, what I emerge from lockdown with. In April and May, I got so much shit done. I moved house, co-organised a digital zine fest, ran my first half marathon, completed a 12-week creativity course, kept a daily quarantine diary, and wrote pages and pages of new music. Then, as the months continued to roll by, I lost my momentum. I hit a wall, dropped my routines, I slept but I never felt rested, and the easy things weren't always manageable anymore. I made a lot of to-do lists, felt accomplished while writing the to-do lists, but never actually crossed anything off them. I spent literal hours at a time staring at my phone. I found myself waiting. For what? I didn't know. Waiting for everything to go back to normal. Waiting for the next social distraction that would take me out of my own head. I guess everything felt so temporary back at the start of the year. I was absolutely convinced that it would all be over in less than 3 months, and so I was determined to be productive, to make the most of the time and have something to show for it. 10 months later, and there's still no end in sight. In 2 months, it'll be March again. So what happens now? Well, keep going, I guess, as best we can. I have been trying to get back into my lockdown routines. Morning routine, exercise routine, piano practice routine, bedtime routine. But I'm also trying to be gentle with myself. Lockdown isn't a nice break for us all. It's a scary time, filled with uncertainty and a loss of normality as we know it. We're surviving, and that's more than good enough. I have been keeping a list of all the things I might do when this is over. Quit my job, travel the world, call my auntie more often, give less of a fuck, smile at strangers, flirt more, look at my phone less, watch less TV, party until dawn, love deeper and more broadly, destroy my old life, be adventurous. 2020 has been an unpleasant reminder that Life is short and temperamental. Sometimes on the good days, I even think that lockdown has been good for me in some ways. It's allowed me to press pause on my life for a few moments, reflect, focus on myself, reconnect with my values and desires. I mean, I would have preferred something other than a global pandemic to let me do that, but I'm trying to find the silver lining. And despite the fact that I sometimes feel as though I am standing perfectly still in a storm, trying to avoid being swept away, there is also onward movement, onto better and brighter things. I shift incrementally towards the person I want to be, like adjusting the flight trajectory of a ship by mere centimetres, which over time adds up to create an enormous change of direction. There has been anxiety, fear and uncertainty, but there have been moments of joy this year too. Laughing until I cried at a stupid joke the day after I crashed my car. Wrapping up in a blanket watching a meteor shower from the patio while drinking peppermint tea. Getting drunk over video call with friends bitching about bad dates. Driving down the motorway screaming along to Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire. I try to remember all the things I did this year, not only the things I couldn't do. Sometimes I wonder if I will miss this time when it's gone. Who knows? What I do know is lockdown will probably end eventually, and when it does, readjusting to the real world will be tough, but I'm excited to get back into it, and I'm excited to catch up on all I've missed.